You complain about the things I cook. You complain about the way I look. You complain about the clothes I wear. And you don't like my hair. You complain because I don't work. You say I'm a no good jerk. And then I go to work and you go berserk. Complain, complain, complain. You're always the same. You will never change. All you do is complain.
Taking pride in Mobile, taking pride in Mobile. Come on, let your spirit show. Taking pride in Mobile, we're growing, shining, winning, so we're taking pride in Mobile. We're old, we're young, we're fast and slow, and we love watching our future grow. Let's tell the world so they will know, and we're taking pride in Mobile, and wherever I may go, I'll tell them I'm from Mobile. We're old, we're young, fast and slow, and we love watching our future grow. Let's tell the world so they will know, and we're taking pride in Mobile, and wherever I may go, I'll tell them I'm from Mobile.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Taking pride in
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Just getting word of an accident as you make your way west on I-10 heading into Mississippi. You've got a right lane accident at Moss Point. Also an accident I-10 east between Melbus and the Loxley exit. And watch for an accident Lot Road at West Myers Road. I'm Lisa Baque. Follow us on X, Total Traffic Gulf Coast.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
The Uncle Henry Show, weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
What is happening here? What is happening to my country?
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you. I appreciate very much you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I really do. Once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on. What is going on in the world around us? What's gotten into people? Maybe we can figure all that out together. I hope so. I hope you can help me understand all this. I'm more confused than ever before. I am more confused than ever before about the way things are going. Programming notes for you later this hour. Going to be talking to the author of a new book about RFK Jr. So if you're interested in the quirkiness of RFK, you may have noticed he's kind of quirky, just a little bit. Well, we'll have an author about this new book about RFK Jr. We're gonna get into that later this hour. Also, the Gulf Coast Chinese Lantern Festival starts tonight at Bellingrath Gardens. We're going to get into all of that and more, many things to get into on the Uncle Henry Show today. Tomorrow, I've got a young musical guest coming in tomorrow. I believe they're going to play some music for me tomorrow on the Uncle Henry Show. But right now, my confusion. I saw the news item yesterday. This happened yesterday afternoon in Fairhope, where they had the bench trial for the lady in Fairhope I'm sure you've heard all about this. The lady in Fairhope that had a protest, a political protest, a No Kings protest. She was there dressed in a genital suit. I don't want to go into I don't want to use the clinical terms. I don't want to get into all the anatomical stuff. I know that there are clinical medical terms for body parts, but I was raised where you didn't even talk about them. In fact, I go out of my way never to even look at my own. I don't want to get too intimate with you here, but I just feel like I've got to reveal to you. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about this, but I don't understand it. Anyway, they had a lady in Fairhope that was wearing a giant genital costume on the side of the road, and there was a Mobile police or a Fairhope police officer. This happened in Fairhope. Fairhope police officer wrestled the giant genital lady to the ground and handcuffed her and all this stuff and arrested her. And they had the trial yesterday, and she was found not guilty. And she came out saying this was a victory for civil rights or something. And I want to learn about this. I want to learn about what kind of victory this was for my civil rights. Let's listen briefly to how this went yesterday.
Free speech wins.
It's free speech to dress like a giant genital.
It doesn't end at the city limits. We have civil rights in Fairhope.
Renee Gamble walked.
By the way, the lady's voice was muffled because she's still wearing a mask, like a COVID mask in 2026.
Out of Fairhope Municipal Court Wednesday, not guilty on 3 charges, with a 4th dismissed.
We have some growing and relearning to do about the rights the citizens of this town have that happen to be on par with the rest of the nation. And as Alabamians, we dare defend our rights. And this fight is not over.
Now, see, so I've got a right. See, I didn't know I had a right to wear a giant genital suit around the. Apparently, she's claiming that all around the country people can wear giant genital suits, but it was being prevented in Fairhope. And now Fairhope, on par with the rest of the country, if we want to dress like genitals, we can dress like genitals, and it's our right. It's a civil right.
Before Gamble's 2.5-hour bench trial began, demonstrators lined the sidewalk in front of City Hall in her support. Many were there.
Pretty healthy-looking crowd there.
When police arrested Gamble last October during a No Kings rally, when they say she refused to take off a large blow-up penis costume. Police body cam footage from the arresting officer shows the encounter. As the officer approaches, she can be seen holding a sign reading "No Kings, No Dictators." Gamble was forced to the ground with her hands behind her back after police say she refused to take the costume off. Police and prosecutors contend she was causing a distraction to drivers on a busy roadway, creating a safety concern.
And by the way, I believe that's a legitimate concern, because I would be very distracted. If I was driving down the road, I would be distracted if I looked over and saw what appeared to be a giant genital. That would be distracting.
I would hate for her grandkids to see her like this.
Gamble's attorney, David Gaspes, argued the arrest was a violation of Gamble's right to free speech and that her costume, in conjunction with the sign, was her right to make a political statement, which the arresting officer took offense to.
All right, so I'm trying to understand under what circumstances can I would never do it because as I've explained, I don't even want to even think about the existence of these items on the human body. I know they're there for reproductive purposes, but we're not going to get into that. It's nasty. But so you can wear one as long as you're politically protesting? Like on election day, could I take my favorite candidate's sign and stand outside of the polling place in a giant genital suit? Would that be covered? Would it be free speech to do this? I want to know. I need some clarification on it. Not that I'm going to do it, but I'm just curious. Now, what if she was naked? What if she wasn't wearing a suit at all, but she was naked, but holding the political sign? Is that freedom of speech and expression and civil rights? Civil rights victory to be naked as long as you're holding a political sign? See, I don't understand a lot of this. And I mean, what if you just want to wear the genital suit without the political sign? Like if I need all the help I can get. What if I wanted to promote the Uncle Henry Show by standing out in front of the new Fairhope Chick-fil-A wearing a genital suit? I mean, do I need like some type of political party logo? Or could I, and again, I would never, this is hypothetical, just like if I were possessed by the devil and would do something like the devil would like wearing a genital suit. I mean, would this be covered constitutionally? I don't understand any of this. Also, I saw I read Lamiak's write-up on this, and they were talking about her husband. Now, I'm really curious about this. If there's a husband and wife involved, why didn't the husband, why wasn't he wearing the genital suit? See, I apologize for bringing this up. I know it's sick, filthy, but I'd like clarification. I don't understand what my rights are and what they aren't.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Just getting word of an accident as you make your way west on I-10 heading into Mississippi. You've got a right lane accident at Moss Point. Also an accident I-10 east between Melbus and the Loxley exit. And watch for an accident Lot Road at West Myers Road. I'm Lisa Baque. Follow us on X, Total Traffic Gulf Coast.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk.
Hello. If there's anybody watching on YouTube, hello to you. Hope all is well in YouTube land with the YouTube people. Let me check and see. Let me look and see if there's anybody on the YouTube. And there is a small number of people are watching. But my video is entitled City Council Coverage. All right, well, I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. Dadgum YouTube. Hello to 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley, KP of shirtbutter.com. Norman Richardson, Pat Nelly. Always reassuring when Pat Nelly is around. Excalibur One Force, Ben Griffin, young Ben Griffin. Sharon of Fairhope, thank you all for looking in on the program. Going to be back on the radio here in just a few minutes. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Hey, we're going to be back on the radio in about 2 minutes. You want to hold on?
Yes, sir. This is RT. How you doing?
Great, RT. All right, RT, hang on. I'll be coming to you right after we finish the commercials.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, RT lined up. Isn't that that's nice. I talked about a genital suit, and I brought out RT. All right, let's see. Tomorrow, looking forward to tomorrow's show, tentatively. I have a performer coming in. I've been told he's really good, and he wants to play on the show. He's supposed to be really good. He's been on Studio 10. His name is Cam Lewis. I tried to get in touch with him this week to talk about what he was going to do on the show tomorrow, and he said, "Can we talk later? I'm fishing." I like that. He was fishing, and it was like 7:00 at night. He was fishing. I don't know if that was slang for something, but so looking forward to that on tomorrow's Uncle Henry show. He's also a Grand Bay guy, Cam Lewis, Grand Bay. A lot of great people come out of Grand Bay. None of their names pop into my head, but I'm sure, I could think of them if I had a few hours.
Expect a warm day with highs in the mid-80s. I'm Fox 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith for this iHeartRadio station.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster.com. If you price custom blinds at a retail store, you know how expensive they can be.
Order them from this guy so it looks like you installed them.
On custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Telephone number here, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Coming up tomorrow on the Uncle Henry Show, Cam Lewis, a performer from the Grand Bay area. Cam Lewis, he is going to be coming in to play some music on the Uncle Henry Show. Cam Lewis is one of the performers performing this weekend at the Dog River Clearwater Revival Mud Bottom Revival Music Event. That is going on Sunday at Bender Point on Dog River. Cam Lewis will be in to talk about all that and play some music for us tomorrow on the Uncle Henry Show. Again, 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
RT, you're live on the radio.
Hey, thank you. I was wanting to just respond to your segment about the Fairhope lady. I think it was during Trump's first term. Do you remember all these women protesters who wore these hats?
Yes, they had. It was some type of genital hat. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. I don't think I ever saw one in person, thank the Lord.
Yeah, well, it was all over TV. The news media loved to cover these things. But the thing is, nobody got arrested for that.
Okay.
And so I'm sure that had something to do, because that was the opposite sex thing. If you can wear a hat of female genitalia, I don't think this judge would be willing to convict, wearing male genitalia.
See, it is. I've told people the slippery slope is real. It's real.
Yes.
Once you allow one bit of perversion, then it becomes a snowball of perversion.
That's absolutely right. And so there would have been appeals, and there's still lawsuits pending. I think this woman's going to probably get paid by Fairhope.
All right. At least we're getting an education out of this. We're all learning what's legal and what we can and cannot do.
Yeah, I know, but there's a precedent that was already set 10 years ago.
Okay.
When they allowed the other side to do certain things, you can't,
right.
There it is.
That's right. There it is. Unfortunately.
There it is. But anyway, thank you very much, Uncle Henry, and Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Thank you, RT, for helping me understand these things. So there's a precedent for wearing lewd and lascivious things to get attention for your politics. It's just a new... I'm glad that I lived during a time where you didn't do that. Unfortunately, it'll be my grandchildren and great-grandchildren that will have to live in the era of genital politics or whatever you're going to call it. I don't even know what you would call it. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hey, you are live on the radio.
Hey, I got a question about this costume this lady was wearing.
Yeah?
Was it all stiff like...
All right, none of that. All right, see, this is the slippery slope I was talking about. You have just, this is all about political expression, freedom of speech. I'm going to put on a costume that looks like body parts, the intimate body parts that are involved in human reproduction. The next thing you know, I got people calling up trying to talk about the characteristics of the body part. And was the body part like this? Or was the body part like that? And if I tried to go after that weirdo freak that called in, oh, it's political expression. We've got the right in this country, if we want to talk about the type of body part it was, and the physical characteristics of said body part and all this kind of stuff. That's our freedom of speech. It's political speech to talk about the body part. It's sick. It's filthy. Look, but you've created this. You, the people younger than me, I say that, the woman that dressed up like a genital was, 61 years old? By the way, watching the Fox 10 report about the genital lady, her defense attorney, fascinating hair, just his whole fashion statement he was making with his hair and everything, quite fascinating. I bet he's very popular in Fairhope. You know, Fairhope has gotten really weird. It's gotten weirder than ever. I bet he's very popular over there with that hair and all that, defending the genital. Could be mayor in the next few years. Who knows? Keep your eye on that guy. All right, let's see. Before I go to break, do I have to? Let me see here. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello, you are live on the radio.
Hey, Uncle Henry.
Hey.
This is a buddy of yours from Fairhope.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the No Kings lady.
Okay.
I think they found a perfect place for her.
Where would that be?
At the penal farm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
It's kind of like a jail. It's kind of like a jail.
Yes, I've heard of a penal colony before. Yes. Anything else from Fairhope?
That's it.
All right. Well, sir, God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
All right. You're on my prayer list. All right. Let's see. Look, I knew that it would be tricky, even talking about this, because I don't have a political sign to hold. All right. Let's see. Do I have time? I had a voicemail that I wanted to get to about mail, and I don't believe I've got time to. Well, maybe I do.
Roll Tide, Uncle.
Roll Tide.
Uncle, and I'm wondering if you're suffering from the same ordeal. Every day this week, and I may be wrong, but I think it was at least 4 of the 6 mail days last week. I had been inundated every daggum day, just about, with these politicians want me to vote for them.
Yeah.
It's a different one every day, it seems like, although I believe one of the fellers I got today, I think I've done gotten one from him here last week. Man, they keep the Postal Service in business, do they not?
You're absolutely right, yes.
Holy cow. I'm just wondering if your mailbox is suffering from the same dilemma.
Not as
much.
much.
I guess that's way how it's done now.
It is a lot of that direct mail. I have not gotten a lot in Mobile, not as much as I did when I lived in Baldwin County. Way more.
gal that spends most money, 9 times out of 10, they end up winning. Oh, me. Well, I think that's about all I got to complain about.
All right. 68-year-old Chris, thank you for the message. All right, coming up after the break, I'm going to talk to the author of this new book about RFK Jr.
Time saver traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design.com Traffic Center.
Crash with injury and road blockage on Vinewood Lane at Highway 197A in Milton. Also a crash with road blockage, Gulf Breeze Parkway.
All right, YouTube viewers, thank you for watching. I'm turning off the camera. I'll be back tomorrow with Cam Lewis on the Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Beau Rivage. Emo's Not Dead presents Emo Orchestra with the Spill the Canvas May 15th at Beau Rivage. Hear the anthems you screamed in your car, cried in your bedroom, and still know every word to. Emo Orchestra. Get your tickets now at BeauRivage.com. Some restrictions may apply.
If you see traffic